Hello, Rebecca here. Thanks so much for joining me on your mat today. Today's practice is just going to be a kind of all over body flow with hopefully some fun transitions and maybe some different postures you haven't played with, moving the body in a different way. And I just want us to connect deeply into our bodies, kind of letting go of the busyness of the mind, which it sounds so easy and yet it can be so challenging. But I want us to all remember, let's just find a nice comfortable seat as we drop in here. I just want us all to remember that you are the sky. Yes, the clouds float by, the birds move, the planes, come and go, but you are the sky. Vast, open, limitless. Or we could take that imagery into the ocean. It's like you're not the wave, you're not the ripples on the surface, even though ripples happen, right? Little distractions, big distractions, life events. But we are not those ripples in the waves. We are the ocean, the depths of the ocean. I want you to exhale all the breath out. We're going to do a 3-part Dirga Pranayama. So I want you, as you inhale, fill in through the belly, pause. Take it into the mid-ribs, pause. Take it all the way to the upper lungs, pause. And then exhale it out through your nose. 2 more times like that, belly. Take it up through the middle on the front and the back. Take it all the way up to the collarbones and the shoulders. And then exhale out through the nostrils. 1 more time, belly and low back. Front of the ribs, back of the ribs. Front of the heart, back of the heart. And exhale, let the breath go. Gently fluttering the eyes open. Take your hands nice and wide, propping up on fingertips. We're just going to begin by dropping the head side to side. You could do gazes to the left or right, half circles, full circles, or maybe dropping the chin toward the chest and letting the head drop back. Just playing with your range of motion here in your neck. Planting right palm, we're going to reach left arm up and over, anchor down through that left hip. Draw left shoulder blade onto your back, lift your gaze up, bend left elbow, hand comes behind the head, press the head into the headrest. We're going to take a little crunch or twist to the right. And then inhale, hug that shoulder blade onto your back as you lift your gaze. And then exhale, elbow over to the right. 3 more times like that. Slow, mindful movements. All right, and then we're going to find a neutral head and spine. We're going to take a little seated baby wild thing. Whatever leg is in front, we're going to bring it forward, come onto the toes, lifting the heel. Then the opposite arm is going to come back behind. We're going to reach this other arm up toward the sky, lengthening through the side body. Now you could stay right here, just lifting your gaze, lifting your collarbones, or press into that bottom leg, the shin, and lift your hips for a little baby wild thing. Bring it down. Navasana boat pose, which might look like this with the hands behind and the heels lifted. It might look like this. You might be here, choosing the variation that works best for you. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your boat into the water, hover, and then bring the feet down, knees bent, setting up for bridge pose. Heels towards your butt, arms alongside the torso, 3-part breath. So we're going to breathe into the belly, lift the hips a little bit. Take it all the way into the ribs, the front and the back, lift a little bit more. Take it all the way up and take the breath all the way up to the collarbones and the shoulders. And then exhale, bring it down. 2 more times like that. Inhale, belly, hips lift a little bit. Ribs, shoulders and heart. And then exhale, let it go. 1 more time. 3-part breath from the bottom. to the top. Exhale, let it go. Bring your hands to your hamstrings and let's take a few little rocks and rolls forward and back. Coming back up through a seat. Left hand stretches out from left hip, right arm reaches up and over, side bend. Anchor down through that right hip, draw right shoulder blade onto your back, bend right elbow, bring the hand behind your head, press your head into that headrest, lift your gaze, draw and really hug that shoulder blade onto your back, and then exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, open, hug that shoulder blade on your back, and then twist. For 3, 2, last one, and coming to center. Now you're going to want to change the cross of the legs. I should have said that at the beginning. And so we're doing the opposite leg this time, bringing it slightly forward, coming onto the big toe mound, lifting the heel. The opposite arm comes back behind you. And we reach the other one up toward the ceiling. You might stay right here, lift your collarbones and your gaze, or press into that bottom leg, lift your hips for a little baby wild thing. And then release it. A Navasana boat pose. Take it down, low boat here if you'd like to, hovering it. And then coming into our bridge with 3-part breath. Again, filling up belly, low back, lift the hips a little bit, take it up a little higher, higher still, and then exhale it out through the nose. 2 more times like that. Hands to your hamstrings, rolling forward and back. Rising up through a seat, crossing your legs, and then we're going to come into a child's pose, hips to heels. Knees could be wide or knees parallel, arms reaching forward. Let's take 3 deep breaths. Really taking this opportunity to breathe into the back side of the body. Your low back, mid back, upper back. Not getting lost in the thoughts or the clouds or the waves. Remembering that we are 99.99999 space and energy. And really connecting with that part of yourself. This spacious, limitless, full of possibilities. And then I want you to start to sweep that right arm back as we lift our hips forward. You're going to take a big arc with that right arm, reach it forward, and then send the hips back. Left arm is going to sweep back, hips come forward, arm reaches up and over, and then the hips go back. So it's this swimming motion that we're going to take from side to side, and we'll take it into some other postures a little further away from the floor, but we'll just get used to it here. Let's do one more on the right. One more on the left. Coming back into child's pose, I want us to take a little lat stretch. So bend right elbow and take right hand to right knee, and then start to drop that left armpit down toward the floor, spiraling the right side of your rib cage up toward the ceiling, stretching through that left side, left low back. And then reach right arm forward, left elbow bends, hand by the knee, and then start to drop that right armpit down towards your knee, the floor, and spiral the left side of the rib cage open up toward the ceiling. And bring it back to center. Rise up through tabletop, tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Pedal it out. And walk your hands back to your feet, forward fold. With the feet about a fist to a fist and a half apart, we're going to rise to Utkatasana, chair pose, bending the knees, sending the hips back and down. Let's begin with the hands at the horizon. We're going to incorporate our 3-part breath here. So exhale all the breath out, and then inhale into the belly, gazing toward the horizon. Take it up a little bit higher, lift the arms a little bit higher. Take it all the way up to the collarbones, and then we're going to come onto our toes, reach our hands up toward the sky, and then exhale, arms coming down along your sides. Keep the heels lifted here if you can. And then back to chair. Inhale, low belly, ribs, collarbones, and then take it all the way up, lifting the heels, playing with balance here. Arms come down along the sides. Exhale, let it go. Heels come down. Last time, 3-part breath. All the way up and lengthen. And let's hinge and fold. Come into a little toe squat. So bend your knees, send your hips to your heels, and then exhale, fold. Toe squat, heels lift, knees bend, and then exhale, fold. One more time. From your fold, walk your hands forward, downward facing dog, shift forward, plank, and then lower all the way down onto your belly. Press into the tops of your feet. Anchor through your pelvis, and then inhale, rise, lower, high cobra, and exhale, release. 2 more times like that. Inhale. Maybe coming up a little higher each time, or perhaps floating the hands off the floor. And then release, press up through plank or tabletop, press back, down dog. Right leg lifts high. Draw right knee to your nose, step it through, left knee comes down, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. So we want to think about lifting the rib cage off of the pelvis, lengthening through the spine. Stay grounded through the lower half of your body. And lifted and long through the armpits, tips of the fingers. And then straighten right leg, half splits. Pressing into right heel, flex the toes up toward your shin. Again, attuning to this element of space and energy. Trying to just let the clouds or the waves move on by. And then we're going to bring the bend back into the knee. We're going to come into a little low lunge twist. So we're going to plant through that left hand. We're going to start to reach right arm back, gazing toward that right hand. And then big circle with that right arm up toward the sky, just like we did in our child's pose. Now straightening right leg and then reaching the arm forward. So half splits with the arm reaching. And then here we go, lunge. Inhale, big circle, and then exhale, reach and straighten. If the left hand doesn't reach easily here, you can always use a block. And then here we go. Inhale and exhale. Now hand comes to the outside of right foot. Lunge pose, tuck your back toes, pivot the heel down, and rise, warrior 2. Reverse triangle to star pose, and then warrior 2 to the back of the mat. Reverse warrior, come through center, wide angled forward fold. And crawl it forward to the top of your mat, step back plank pose. Move through a little flow here if you would like, or simply press back to down dog and skip it. Left leg lifts high. Left knee to nose, left foot to left thumb tip, right. Knee comes down, Anjaneyasana, long spine. Opening up through those side gills of the rib cage, grounding down through your hips, your legs, your feet. Slow, steady breaths. You know, we can't learn, we cannot, there's a saying, you can't stop the waves, but you can learn how to surf. And part of that surfing is remembering that you are the ocean, that you're not the disturbance on the surface. Straighten left leg, hands come down, folding out over left leg, half splits. Flex your toes up towards your shin, reach the top of your head towards your toes. Try to keep the spine long here. Bringing that left foot back down, bend into the knee, ground through right palm, maybe bringing a block underneath it if you'd like. We're going to twist open to the left, reaching left hand back, following our gaze to the hand. And then we're going to start to reach it up and over as we shift the hip back and then reach forward. So arm is long, leg is long. Here we go. Lunge, twist, reach, big circle, and then reach it forward. One more time. Left hand comes down, foot comes down. We're going to tuck those back toes, lift the knee, pivot the heel down, rise warrior two. To reverse triangle. To star pose. Warrior two, back of the mat. Reverse your warrior. Back to center, wide angled forward fold. And then walk it forward, step it back, plank. Move through a little flow here if you'd like. And we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Gazing to the top of your mat, travel forward, hop it, step it, however you want to get there. Utkatasana chair pose, so bring your feet in a little closer to center. Sink the hips back, 3-part breath. Inhaling into the belly. Mid-ribs lifting a little bit higher, taking it up toward the collarbones a little bit higher. Rise onto your toes, and then exhale, arms down along your sides. Heels come back down. 2 more times, inhale. All the way up, and release it. Last one. Rising all the way up, heels lift, and then exhale. Bring the heels down, send the hips back, Utkatasana chair pose. Hands to heart, prayer twist to the right. Left elbow hooks on the outside of right knee. Spiral the right side of your rib cage up toward the ceiling. Scoop your belly in and up. Gently glide that left knee, left hip back. And then gazing down toward right foot, option for pelican pose, drawing left heel toward your butt. And then big step back. Crescent prayer twist. Unwind through center, warrior two. Reverse your triangle. Star pose. Warrior two to the back of the mat. And then hands come down to frame left foot. We're going to take that twist with the arm circle and then the hamstring stretch. Again, if you need to bring the floor a little bit closer, you could bring a block underneath this right hand. We're going to twist open to the left. You're going to reach that left arm back. You're going to take it up and over, shift the hips back, and then reach forward, pyramid pose. Come into your lunge twist, arm circles up and over, and then reach. One more time like this. And we're going to hold our pyramid pose. Option to shorten your stance and step your foot in a little bit here. Add-ons, if you want, stay right here or find a revolved triangle. Twisting open to the left. Option for revolved half moon, making it a balance posture. Choose your own adventure here. And then step it back into your lunge. Rise up, warrior two. Coming back to center, pasarita, wide angled fold. Walk your hands forward. Come into a 3-legged dog. and then opening through the hip, dropping right heel toward left butt cheek. Option 2, flip your dog, a little wild thing. Stay on the right toes here if you can, lifting the heel, the hips, the heart. And then come back through center, three-legged dog. Right knee to left elbow, kick it through, fall in triangle, or make it a modified side plank by bringing the knee underneath the hip. We're going to keep that right foot kicked out to the side. Bring hands parallel to one another, top of the mat. Square your shoulders forward, and then start to lower that right hip down for a prone twist. Come down into your forearms, or maybe your forehead down into your hands. And then tuck those back toes, walk your hands back in towards your hips, lift the hips, plank pose, move through a little flow if you would like. Meeting in down dog. And then here we go, other side. Gazing to the top of your mat, hop it, step it, travel forward. Utkatasana chair pose, 3-part breath, coming hands toward the horizon, fill up the belly. Take it a little higher, lift the arms, lift them even more, and then coming up onto the toes. And exhale, arms come down along the sides. Inhale, heels come down, chair pose, low, middle, high, reach it up, and then exhale, arms down. One more time, here we go. Take it all the way up. Exhale, let it go. Hands to heart, bring the hips down. Prayer twist to the left. Right elbow hooks on the outside of the left knee. Gently drawing that right hip back, right knee back. Spiral the left side of the rib cage up. Press the top of your head forward toward the top of your mat. And then gazing down at left foot. Maybe you stay here, or a little pelican pose, drawing that right heel in towards your butt. And then step it back for prayer twist crescent. Unwind through center, warrior 2. Reverse triangle, star pose, warrior 2 to the back of the mat. Hands come down to frame right foot. We're going to take that lunge twist variation. If you need a block, bringing it underneath left hand. Right arm reaches back, then we take it up and over, straighten the right leg and reach. Lunge, twist, arm circle, straighten and reach. One more time. And then bring that right hand down on the outside of right foot, pyramid pose. You might shorten, widen the stance. So options here, you can stay here in the hamstring stretch pyramid. You could add a little twist. You could add a little balance. And then stepping it back, warrior 2. Star. Wide angled fold. And crawl it forward, 3-legged dog. Open hip position here, bending the knee, dropping left heel toward right butt cheek. And then option here, wild thing, staying on those left toes, keeping the heel lifted, hips lift, heart lift. And then bringing it back to center, 3-legged dog. Left knee to right elbow, kicking that right foot through, fallen triangle. And then right hand comes down. Hands are shoulder width distance apart. And your shoulders and your torso are turning toward your mat. You gently drop that left hip down. And then fold forward for a prone twist. This twist is commonly done on the back. I find when I instruct it in class, students are Usually a little confused, but if you've practiced with me before, or you're new to practicing with me, I love a little physical, mental confusion. It helps kind of free us up a little bit. Rather than focusing on getting it right, just really feeling into the stretch or the posture, the unfamiliarity or the familiarity. Then we're going to bring the hands down and we're gently going to glide that left leg back and move through a little flow. We'll meet in a child's pose. Send your hips to your heels, reach your hands forward. Invite in that 3-part breath, filling up belly and low back, front of the ribs, back of the ribs, all the way up to the collarbones and the shoulders, and then letting it go. 2 more times like that, 3 parts. And then rising up, let's come back to a seat. Nice long spine, closing the eyes. Just pause here and notice the effects of your practice. Notice if anything mentally has shifted, physically has shifted. And remembering that you are vaster than the sky. You are deeper than the ocean. And when those disturbances come up, the waves, the ripples, the clouds, don't try to hold on to them. Just watch them and let them go. It's a lifelong practice. But the results, I feel, are worth it. Bringing hands to heart center. Hariom Tat Sat.